Hi there, students. A prototype. It's a noun, a countable noun. So a prototype is the first design of something. And from this first design, other forms or other types are copied or developed, and it goes forward. So, for example, the penny farthing was a prototype of the modern bicycle. It had a huge, great big front wheel, and it was really difficult to get on, and then a little wheel at the back. But this was a prototype. A prototype for a machine. It's the first one that it was made. This is from engineering. So an original form of an object, which is the basis for later objects. So I believe Charles Babbage built a prototype of the computer in the 19th century, and he built it out of with moving parts, with moving wooden parts. A prototype, an early sample, an early model built to test a concept, to test a process. So I remember my son with a prototype of his computer in a cardboard box. Okay, so a prototype, it's a first thing, an initial, the first one that was made in order to evaluate the design, evaluate the functionality before you begin full-scale production. So a prototype, a prototype, beginning, protos, at the beginning, initial, and then type, okay, so proto, first, type, of the first type of something. So a prototype, to make a prototype of something, to prototype as a verb. It's a preliminary version. The company is testing a prototype of the weapon. It's the first one made. The prototype of the aircraft was a biplane. Okay, he's finally developed a working prototype, and from this he will be able to improve it. So it's the original form, the original basis, the original standard. The abolitionists were the prototype of modern citizen activists. Okay, an original full-scale working model of a new product or a new version of something existing. A prototype. I guess a typical example as well of something. He fits the prototype of this kind of musician. So the model on which something was based, the prototype, the first example, and then all the later forms are developed from this prototype. So he made a prototype. You can even have an adjective, prototypical. He's the prototypical hard rocker with long hair and a beard. The prototype, the first example of a machine or another industrial product from which all the later forms come. So an early prototype, the first working prototype, to build a prototype, to create a prototype of something, a prototype for. They plan to put a prototype of an underwater power station to work this summer. So the first design, a working prototype of the new car, something or someone that is the first and most typical example of something. Within a year, the company expects to have a working prototype of this weapon. The prototype of this particular computer was developed in 1973. At the time of the Xerox visit, Apple had a working prototype of their machine. He has filed a patent for his idea and hopes to have a working prototype by the end of the year. So, original model, an individual that exhibits the essential features of something, an archetype, a standard or typical example, the first full-scale functional form of something, the prototype. So a new prototype of a new machine, a new device, which is not ready to be made in large numbers and sold. It's working, it works, but this is the very first, and then we can improve on it. So the model, the paradigm, the archetype, perhaps the pattern. He was the prototype of an elder statesman. This is the prototype for future hospital buildings. He's working on the prototype of a new ventilator. Scientists have developed a working prototype for a voice translation machine. The team is developing a prototype for the digital camera. The prototype was at the vanguard of technical development. So prototype. 5 informality, maybe I'm going to say 6, but use anywhere. 5 or 6 informality, but use absolutely anywhere. So first type, prototype. Bye for now.